the world of technology. It's such a challenge, but it's something, of course, that's here to stay. We cannot rewind history and go back to the pre-smartphone, pre-social media world. But I think it's really important for us as adults, as parents, as teachers, to understand what our children are going through so that we actually can be there for them. And so, for example, what I see as one of the most critical challenges is the challenge of identity. Growing up, figuring out who you are. Are you an athlete? Are you a musician? Are you an academic? Are you, the popular crowd? Are you this crowd? Are you that crowd? Who do you eat lunch with? This was enough when I was growing up to drive all of us crazy, simply to figure out which group of kids do you eat lunch with? Which group do you belong to? Which parties do you go to? That was about as much of an identity crisis as most of us had to go through. Am I an athlete? Am I a musician? Am I the nerd? Am I the this one? Am I the that one? Whatever it may be. But now our kids not only have to deal with it in real life, but they have an entire different identity that they actually curate online that may be similar to and may not be similar to who they are in real life. Figuring out one identity is enough. Having to deal with two identities is a huge challenge. But again, we cannot roll back the clock. And I think that one of the most important things for those of you who are of the younger generation, because I also want to address you here for a moment, is you all know exactly what I'm talking about, and you know the challenge of going on social media and seeing all of your friends, whether real friends or virtual friends, seemingly super happy, super set, super popular, super knowing exactly what they want, with wonderful plates of food, wonderful coffees, wonderful dates, wonderful parties, wonderful bodies in wonderful bikinis on wonderful vacations. And feeling in yourself that sense of, oh my God, what's wrong with me? But then, of course, what most of you do, totally understandably, no judgment here at all, is you also curate a post, a picture, that is in the same line, that also looks perfect and happy and set. And what this does is it perpetuates the myth that everyone other than you is always happy, always perfect, and everything is great. Because no one is going online and honestly saying, I have no idea who I am. That vacation was horrible. I really had looked forward to it, but actually, here's what happened. Whatever. I'm not talking about over-disclosure. I'm talking simply about honesty. And if your generation, as the younger generation, took a commitment to actually being honest online, I think what it would do is open up the possibility for other youth to not feel like they have to curate and then live up to an identity that isn't them. And as parents, I think it's very important to help children understand that. I remember when I was in elementary school, there was this boy who was such a bully, and he was so mean to everyone. And when I told my mom, she said, sweetheart, and this is now one of my deepest teachings, she said, sweetheart, if he's mean to everyone, it's because he's so unhappy inside. And she knew his parents, and she said, look, his parents are in the middle of this horrible divorce. Of course he's upset. Of course he's taking it out on people around. And what that did was it enabled me and my friends to go back to school and not be so hurt by him, because we understood this boy is suffering. He's going through a divorce. He's taking that pain out on everyone at school. And so our children look to us to normalize what's going on. And I think we really need to say to our children, look, that which you see is a curated world. This is not reality. Look what you post. That's not your reality. Therefore, what they're posting is also not theirs. That's one aspect. The other, just very last, quick, important piece is there must be strict discipline about time on and time off. Parents, be strong. Children, deal with it. Seriously. I'm usually, those of you who know me know, 9 times out of 10, even 99 times out of 100, I am an advocate for the kids. I'm always the one going to the parents and saying, really, it's okay. This is one you need to deal with it. You cannot be on your device 24 hours a day. You shouldn't be on your device 2 hours a day. If I were a parent today, I would limit it the way that our parents did television. Half an hour, 45 minutes max, when all the homework is done, when food is... parents, you've got to be strong. And you've got to come together. Because then the kids go and they're like, but so-and-so's parent. Come together. Be strong. Yeah, they're going to fight back. But that's what kids do. They rebel. They fight back. Welcome to raising a child. Today, your challenge is the smartphone. 20 years ago, it was something else. 40 years ago, it was something else. 60 years ago, it was something else. Be strong. Take them out of the kids' hands. Give them at the right time. I didn't have a TV in my room. My friends didn't have TVs in their rooms. Why kids these days should have these devices at their beck and call it's crazy to me. So be strong, and the very last piece is make sure to get them in nature. Get them in the park. Get their hands in the dirt, make sure they're outside. Because the literal grounding impact of Mother Earth, barefoot on the grass, get your kids in the park, get them barefoot, get their hands dirty, get them climbing trees or hugging trees or at least touching trees. Neurologically, the grounding impact of that is the only thing that we currently have. Hopefully someday in the future we'll have something else. It's the only thing we currently have to actually offset magnetically and neurologically the impact of all of what our devices do.